Hey everybody, it's Brody here with theartofgettingdeals.com. Everybody keeps asking us, hey, how do you assess your properties or arrive at the ARV, which is the after repaired value of a property? So I'm going to do a fast video to show you this is just a preliminary way to get a fast number. It's not going to be exact until I go out and do some inspections on the property, but it will tell me whether the property is worthy of us even looking at. So I just picked a random property in Lawrenceville, Georgia. I literally just typed in an address. So here is a house that is on Vineyard Way in Lawrenceville, Georgia. And right here it gives you all the details about the house. So let's say I got a lead in. This is the actual address right here. I type in the address in Zillow. We can all do that, and then hit enter. This will pop up. Okay, so I've got a lead in. I'm here. I've typed in the address, and here I am. So I know it's 4 beds, 2.5 baths. This is a square footage. It's on 3 acres. It's built in '93. Sold in 2012 for $135. It's got forced air. Okay, so it tells me quite a bit. And then if I go down here, sometimes there's a description if it was on the market previously or if it is on the market now. And then it also gives some additional information right here. And then actually, if you click right here, this will take you to the county website where you can actually go on and look at the GIS map and download the property card and that sort of stuff. So that's another great feature to find out additional information if you need it. So I go down here and I look at the next thing I do, this is the next step, is I would look at the trends for the area. So this house is all over the board. I don't normally pay attention much to that because it might have been a foreclosure. I'm guessing that it probably was. Just from this little crazy graph right here that's solid blue. And then if you go up here and you look at, okay, here's the zip code is the darker blue line, and then the actual city of Lawrenceville is the lighter blue line. So you can see they kind of follow each other. But what's happened was it looks like it hit bottom in about 2012 sometime. Then it started on the upswing, and now it's starting to level off. Okay, so I'm not going to account for much appreciation, which I never account for appreciation anyways, but I'm just going to say, all right, we're in a fairly stable market is what it appears to me. So it's not, on the downfall or anything like that. Okay, so the next thing I do, also if you want to know any when it's sold, here's all that information, and here's would be taxes, how much taxes are due, and all the school and that sort of stuff would be in here too. So this is a very important part right here. Here's the neighborhood. I can actually zoom out on this map, and let's just go to right here. Okay, so here's our property. All right, if I click on that, it'll pull up a little window. All right, so here's our property. So anything that's in yellow is what has sold. Now on this particular map, it may have sold with, I think it's like the last 3 years or something like that. So it's quite a while. So I don't count on all these sales. Because I want sales within the past 6 to 12 months, which we'll get to that in a minute. Anything that's red is what's listed for sale, okay? So here's a house. It's 2158 square feet. It's listed for sale at $149,900. It's on 0.69 acres. It's a 3, 2.5, which is actually very close by our house, okay? So there's a good indicator of what's going on. Those are important factors because that's your competition in the market. Those are what, if you fix up your house and you resell it, those are what's going to be your competition in the marketplace. So this is interesting. Here's a sale of $129,500, 1450 square feet. Pending means that it has a contract on it and it's pending closing, and they're probably waiting on the financing or something of that sort. So that is a great indicator of you got a good market. And another thing is I don't see a ton of red. So there's not a pile of listings in this area, which is a good thing, and there's quite a few sales. Now, here's something to be warned about. Anything that's blue is a pre-foreclosure. So you see pre-foreclosure, auction, etc., etc. So you've got 1, 2, 3 properties within pretty much the immediate neighborhood that are pre-foreclosures, which does or could possibly affect the value in a few months if they go on the market and they're beat up. That sort of stuff. So we need to keep an eye on that. And then here's a rental. So if we were buying this as an investment, as a rental, here's a house that's much smaller. It's listed at $999 a month. for rent. And I also know this will give you a rent estimate too, which is right here, is $13.46 a month. And I know from this neighborhood, I actually know this neighborhood, that is a very, very close amount to what stuff will rent for. So that's actually pretty accurate. Now the Zestimate, I never go by that. I make my own conclusion. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's really wrong, because there's too many factors that the computer just can't do. So this just going off of averages in the neighborhood. That's all the computer does. So the Zestimate, don't ever go by that. If you go by that, you will get burnt. I promise you. So what you want to do is, so you've made some conclusions. All right, there's not a ton of listings in the neighborhood. There's quite a few sales. However, there are some pre-foreclosures. So we got to be careful of that. So the next thing I do is I will go up here to nearby similar sales. Okay. If you go down here and you click on this right here, this will take you to a page where it's sales within the past 12 months. That's the criteria on this page. So you can actually zoom in to this, pretty much this direct neighborhood. You can move this around a little bit to get a little more centralized in your neighborhood. So I would say that's the immediate neighborhood. Okay. You've got sales from $46 to $103 a foot. Okay, which is a massive span. I mean, your property value could be almost anything. Now, the $46 a foot was a much larger house, and as we all know, the larger the house, the price per square foot will go down. So that could possibly be some of it, and maybe it was a foreclosure or something that was beat up. You know, who knows? And actually, right here is the house. It's actually a pretty nice house, and there's also a pool, which is right there. It's actually not a bad house. So that might be something to think about. I don't know. We'll just have to, look around some more. So here's another house that was 120. I believe this one was a foreclosure. That is definitely a foreclosure. So the house is beat up. It actually sold for more than the Zestimate. So that indicates that it's actually not bad. It's 1350 square feet. Which house is that? That's this one right here. It was $88 a foot. Here's another one at $235. Let's go check that one out. Very nice house, brick, very well maintained, quality home. Let's look at the kitchen here. Yep, nice kitchen, pretty nice house. So that one was $79 a foot. So on our house, and you always look at the square footage. We all know that as the size of something is lower, the price per square foot is higher, and vice versa. So if it's a bigger house, the price per square foot is lower. It's called economies of scale. So my assumptions are just preliminary, without looking at the house, all that stuff, that after we fix this house up, we should easily be able to get about $65 a foot. Here's 79, 88. We're definitely, this house I'm not sure about. It's kind of an anomaly, but we're definitely lower than all the other sales in the neighborhood at $65 a foot. So if you take 2363 times $65 a foot, we're at 155. So as you can see, 200 is pretty high on the Zestimate. And then we also may come to the conclusion that, hey, this is a pretty nice house. We might be able to get $80 a foot, whatever the number is. And I would also drive around this neighborhood, and I would drive around all these sales and look at them from the road and come to the conclusion that, hey, once I fix my house up, it'll be more like this house. So I might be $80 a foot, or et cetera, et cetera. But this is a great preliminary way just to figure out what is your preliminary value, so you can kind of get a range. Is it worth of our time? So this person might have called in and say, hey, I'll take $100,000. I need to sell this. I'll take $100,000. So you're doing your numbers, you're figuring all this out, and you're like, hey, they're not far. It might be $150,000 to $200,000 house, and we only need to put $20,000 into it. They're not far off. It might be worthy of our time to go check it out, figure out the repairs, go drive around comps, and figure out if we should make them an offer. So this is a great preliminary way to do all your due diligence and figure this property out and to assess the property. So let us know if you have any questions. You can email us at info@theartofgettingdeals.com. And you can check us out on YouTube, Facebook. We have a channel on YouTube, the Art of Getting Deals channel. And we also have a Facebook page. So come check us out, stay in touch, and contact us if you have any questions. Thanks for watching this video, and have a great day.